Let's go. I got a vision I see in my head, a melody buried deep into my soul. They call us crazy, we cutting the edge, unlocking the future and letting it go. This is a calling that's higher the time we decided our stories are gonna be told. This is where legends are born, we paving the road, a future that favors the bold. Break the rules, break the laws, this is the moment we change it all. Break the rules, break the laws, this is the moment we change it all. Yeah, greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. Not to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Something coming, I can feel it. Deep down in my spirit. Revolution, it's a new day. Time to redefine the limits. So vivid, I can see it. So loud, I can hear it. So they calling me a madman, but the future belongs to the fearless. Break the rules, break the laws. This is the moment we change it all. Break the rules, break the laws. This is the moment we change it all. Yeah, greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. Not to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. Not to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. This is the truth, into the light. Taking our dreams and we bring them to life. This is the truth, into the light. Taking our dreams and we bring them to life. Yeah, greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. Not to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. We about to set the tone, we about to write the code. Yeah, we writing the code. Yeah. We on a new elevation, we came here to shatter the mold. We gon' shatter the mold. Yeah. We about to set the tone, we about to write the code. Yeah, we writing the code. Yeah. We on a new elevation, we came here to shatter the mold. Yeah. I know you hear it, I know you see it. We are the fearless, we are the genius, we are defiance, we are the beacons, we are the true believers. Yeah, greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. Not to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Yeah. Woo. Greatness.
Red alert, I'm trying to lie.
is cooking. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock. I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's trying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me, they talk to me, they tell me things that I will do, they show me things I'll do to you, they talk to me.
Hello and welcome to the first WWE Wrestling Talk Show 2022 with Reese Rock Jones and
Sean Rodney Smith as bring you our reactions to the first WWE pay-per-view of the brand new year of 2022, known as Day One, which came at you from Atlanta, Georgia at the State Farm Arena. But as Day One went on the air, we have to use the term card subject to change.
yes, we did brief this as a possibility in our show last week as Day One went on with the air, we find out that within a week of firing special counsel Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns has COVID.
No, allow me to correct that. COVID-19.
Which means that they had to cancel the Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. So what they did was turn the match, which had already gone from a one-on-one match to a triple threat match to a fatal four-way match into a fatal five-way match by putting Brock Lesnar into a WWE Championship match.
Yes, and that is exactly what they did.
But before the show even got underway, we had a pre-show match.
As we're going over it quickly, it was a team of Sheamus and Ridge Holland taking on the team of Cesaro and Ricochet.
Despite Ridge Holland being taken out by a nasty landing from a Ricochet move,
which resulted in a Ridge Holland broken nose.
Ricochet was then taken out with a white noise on the outside, and Cesaro was hit with a bro kick to end the match and ultimately win it for Sheamus and Ridge Holland.
Now we move on to the main card, as it was for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, as the Usos, without their tribal chief, put their SmackDown Tag Team titles on the line against the New Day of King Woods and Sir Kofi Kingston.
And despite these two teams never let anybody down in tag team action.
They don't.
However, I don't think anyone was really expecting to have new champions here, And with the fact that Roman Reigns was pulled from the show, probably means it even more.
Yeah.
With the ultimate winners of this tag team match after 17 minutes of back and forth tag team action. And still SmackDown Tag Team Champions. The Usos, I nearly said the New Day.
Jumping the gun there. We can only hope, but unfortunately, the Bloodline still remain your SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
I'm going to quickly jump over the next match. Drew McIntyre defeated Madcap Moss. I don't even know why this was a pay-per-view match.
I don't know either, but that was around 9 minutes, and yeah, move on.
Then we went to the Raw Tag Team Championship match, in which RK Bro had a different kind of entrance.
Yes.
Defend the titles against the Street Profits in a rare face versus face match.
And this match was around 11 minutes in length.
Yes, but ultimately came down to one move.
And that is the RKO.
Means that the winners of the match and still Raw Tag Team Champions are RK Bro, because as we said last week, it looks like they're going down the direction of RK Bro versus Alpha Academy.
Yes. Now we move on to a rivalry that has been years in the making.
Yes. After resurfacing from Dancing with the Stars, The Miz decided to poke Edge and his family. A big mistake.
Yes, very.
So this was 20 minutes long exactly. First of all, and after ruining the vowel renewal, Edge would come out, as he did at SummerSlam, with a throwback to the Brood.
Which was nice, by the way.
However, there was one constant interruption in this match.
Allow me.
Yes, despite Miz attempting to cheat several times himself by putting their feet on the ropes and stuff like that, we had Maurice break up submission holds on the outside. Distract Edge long enough for Miz to hit the Skull Crusher finale for a near fall. However, after a slap on the outside,
Yes.
things got a little bit too much. When Beth Phoenix decided to show up.
Yes, Beth Phoenix actually showed up and chased off Maurice.
And had a little bit of a stare down with the Miz. Only for Edge to be lying in wait. For Miz turns around. Spear 1, 2, 3. The winner of the match, Edge. Now, anyone who has any sensible brains can see where this is going. And it was confirmed. And it was confirmed the following Monday on Raw, when Miz, of course, comes down, whining and moaning. Maurice says that if Beth Phoenix was there, then she'd punch her. Beth Phoenix and Edge come down. There's a bit of back and forth. And then we had a mixed tag team match set for the Royal Rumble.
Yes, and it'll be Edge and Beth Phoenix against The Miz and Maurice. Now, where do we see that coming?
No idea.
Now we move on to our next championship match, and it was for the Raw Women's Championship, as Big Time Bex put a Raw Women's Championship on the line against a very determined challenger named Liv Morgan.
Now, some people think that Liv Morgan should have won this match. Possible slight spoiler with the result here.
Yes.
And it was a decent match.
Yes.
And maybe they're gonna play it out the third time with charm. But it looked at the end of the match, with after several moves being given and counted, it was almost a rock bottom out of nowhere situation.
Again, that's your move.
A manhandle that Liv Morgan was caught into. I think he was going for a move but was caught.
Yeah.
Allowing Becky Lynch to retain the Raw Women's Championship for the time being. Now, before the main event, if I've got the schedule right, we then had an announcement of the first entrant into the 2022 Men's Royal Rumble match.
And bear with us here, because we can't believe we're going to say this.
Yes, it will be Johnny Knoxville.
Yes, the star of Jackass.
See, WWE, by releasing so many people, they're having to rely on celebrities for the Royal Rumble match.
And obviously, yesterday they let go of a lot of stuff from NXT. That's a different chapter.
Including Mr. War Games, but that is again a show for a different kind.
Now it's time for the main event, as we have a five-way match for the WWE Championship as Big E defends his championship against Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, Seth freaking Rollins, and Reese.
Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Can I just ask before we get into this, when exactly did they start announcing him as Seth freaking Rollins?
Apparently he trademarked it, apparently. So now...
Yeah, I get that's always been the nickname, but I don't remember the real announcer ever introducing him as that.
I don't know, but we'll do some more research after our next show.
So, Rollins, Owens, Lashley, and Big E all come to the ring. Then Brock Lesnar comes out. Once he gets onto the apron and makes his way into the ring, he's immediately jumped by Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins as Big E and Bobby Lashley go at it.
Yep.
Rollins and Owens are then immediately checked into Suplex City.
immediately.
About what, 3 times each?
About that.
Then Lesnar goes for an F5 onto Rollins, which is he's quickly saved from thanks to Owens. Big E then goes into the ring and stuns Lesnar, sending him to the outside. Then we had a situation where Bobby Lashley then would take control, slamming Big E into the ring post before spearing Lesnar through the barricade. That would temporarily eliminate Lesnar from the equation.
Yes.
But not full on, as the others would go at it. Then things would get a little bit more interesting.
Yes.
Because Lesnar would get back into it, and Rollins and Owens would then attempt to keep him down with knocks of steel steps and attempted to go through the announce table. But then at the end we had Lashley go for a hurt lock onto Lesnar, with the rest of them laid out. He did manage to kind of lock it in.
Kinda.
Well, I should rewind. Before that, Lesnar came back into the match, hit an F5 on everybody
Literally everyone minus the referee.
except for Lashley, because that's when Lashley was able to spear Lesnar and then hit it for hurt lock. Big E would get back into it to force the break of a hurt lock. Hit the big ending on Lashley.
Literally.
Attempt to hit the big ending on Brock Lesnar.
And Lesnar goes,
Only for that to be counted into an F5. 1, 2, 3.
3.
Here is your winner and the new WWE Champion, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Jesus.
And after that, there was a bit of a stare down between Lesnar and Lashley, which of course then would set the stage for the match, which was made official following a number one contenders match on Raw for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble.
So, let us run you through the card one more time.
Side note before I do this also means that his past 2 WWE Championship wins, Brock Lesnar has defeated and pinned 2 out of the 3 members of the New Day.
Yes.
Xavier Woods, if I were you, I'd stay clear of the championship because then Lesnar will come after you.
I mean, pretty much so. So let us run you through the cards one more time.
On the pre-show, Sheamus and Rich Holland defeated Cesaro and Ricochet.
On the main card, the Usos retained their SmackDown championships against the New Day of Sir Kofi Kingston and King Woods.
Drew McIntyre defeated Madcap Moss.
RK Bro retained their Raw Tag Team championships against the Street Profits.
Edge defeated The Miz.
Becky Lynch retained her Raw Women's Championship against Liv Morgan.
And Brock Lesnar defeated Big E, Seth freaking Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Bobby Lashley to win the WWE Championship before reinstating Paul Heyman as his advocate.
Yes, the two are back together as it was announced and revealed on this past week's Raw. So, that about does it for our day one post show.
Yes, so that does it for WWE's day one, and now we can slowly count down to 22 days. Actually, 23 days actually. To the beginning of the road to WrestleMania, which starts at the Royal Rumble in St. Louis.
Yeah, so until then, he's been
Mr. Rock Jones, and he's been
Sean Randy Smith, and our road to WrestleMania begins now.